So I majored in biotech, and I always wanted to pursue acting, but as a kid and growing up, there was a lot of a push to find a career that could take care of me first. So I did that, and I
Okay.
loved science. I really did. Star Trek actually helped foster my passion and interest in science so much, and I fell in love with biotech in school. So I went and studied that, and now I work day job because acting does not pay the bills yet.
Yep.
I help run clinical oncology studies for pharma companies.
Okay.
So I work on a lot of cancer research, drug research, which is fulfilling. It's hard,
Hmm.
but it pays the bills, and I'm actually really grateful for that education because I think it's informed so much, and it's helped me with even roles like Star Trek, and it's also helped me, I think, learn how to talk to my community around these things, around science and clinical trials and vaccine research and all of that. So it's been really great.
Okay.
I've been cosplaying since before I knew that cosplay was a thing. I
Hmm.
definitely was that
And learn
kid.
the word.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was definitely that kid whose Halloween was my favorite holiday because
Hmm.
I got to wear a costume and I would find excuses to wear costumes all the time. And then when I was a teenager, I found out, oh, wait, people can go do this whenever they want and go to
Not on
conventions.
Halloween.
Not on Halloween and
Right.
dress up. And I went to my first convention as a kid, and that's where I learned that. I went to my first convention actually to meet Jerry Ryan because I was such a fan.
Cool.
Uh, and so I got into cosplay and I started going to San Diego Comic Con every year before you had to do the roulette game of buying the passes too. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when you could roll up and buy your ticket that day. And I mean, my cosplays are not, there are professional cosplayers
Yep.
who just blow me out of the water, but I still just love getting into character. And I realized that that was me also trying to flex my actor muscles when I wasn't pursuing acting because you're in character. You get to be someone else.
Kind of blends your acting and.
Exactly. And Seven of Nine is one of the characters that I've cosplayed quite a bit.
Oh, okay. So you were
Um,
already
Already,
doing
I was
Star Trek
always
roles
in Star
before.
Trek
Yeah.
roles. I did in grade school, I think. I dressed up as Arachnia, Queen of the Spider People, which was such a deep cut. No one got
Hmm.
it. Emma Frost is absolutely my
Okay, that's your
favorite.
go-to.
If Feige is listening and you need casting for the
This
new
is the
X-Men,
woman. Yep.
I am your Emma Frost.
Well, they are bringing X-Men into the universe.
I know, I'm so excited.
So there you go.
Oh my god.
Now you should be going out there as Emma Frost just to prove yourself, right?
Just to prove
Yeah,
myself, yeah.
like this is
Oh
good
my
stuff.
god, the X-97.
97.
I am so in love. I was very lucky actually because I have friends who are big time professional cosplayers, and so I got invited to go with them to the fan premiere in LA for the
Oh,
show,
nice.
and I lost my, I mean, it's so pitch perfect. It's exactly what you need it to be. It is both updated so it feels a little
Mm-hmm.
more modern while still very much easily transitioning into
Could have been done back then.
the
Yep,
show
yep.
from the 90s, and I love it so much.
Oh, I have something to ask you about.
Oh, okay.
Tell me about harmonic frequency duet.
Oh.
What is that? What
uh
was that?
so I'm also an aerialist,
Okay.
and I do live performances in LA periodically, and there is a Star Trek parody burlesque show once a year in LA, and a good friend of mine, her stage name is Gigi Nori, she was asked to partake in that show. They cast her as Seven of Nine, and she came to me and said, hey, I know you know Star Trek, can you help me out with this? And I was like, oh my god, yes, I have so much to give you because I've done a Seven of Nine routine on pole, and I train on many apparatuses, and she was doing it on lyra, which is the hoop in the air. I was like, here's a song you can use, I can custom blend it for you and put in Star Trek sounds. And she was like, do you want to do this with me? Is there
Oh,
a way to
oh,
do
you
this
were
as a
trying to help her
duet?
produce it, and
Yeah,
then
I was
she's
just helping
like,
her produce it, and she
mm-hmm,
was like, you're doing so much work on this, you should be
mm-hmm.
performing with me.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I was like, there are a few different people we could put me in as. I was like, I'd love to be the Borg queen. And so that's what we ended up doing.
Played seven of
Seven of Nine, Seven of Fine,
fine. Okay.
is what I call her. Seven
Yeah.
of Fine,
Mm-hmm.
and
I saw that on
yeah.
it was on Instagram.
Yeah, and so we have this routine that I'm really proud of. We've done it for 2 years now.
Okay.
Hopefully, we'll come back again
It's not
next
new.
year. It wasn't new this year. We did it last year,
Okay.
and it's just this lovely kind of homage to Seven's struggle with both wanting to embrace her humanity, but always being part Borg as well. And we made it very sensual, and it's just a lovely.
Okay. Now I want to know about the guild.
Oh, yeah. So
um,
I actually played the White Queen, not
okay.
Emma Frost, but the White Queen, because
Okay.
so season 5 of the Guild, they needed a ton of extras to come in and do
Okay.
cosplay because that's the convention season, and I was still in school at the time. I was a baby, but I had been watching the show as a fan of tabletop gaming. I never got into MMORPGs because I knew if I did that, I would probably flunk out of school.
You know.
So I came down, and it was just this amazing experience, and that was what reinvigorated that. Oh yeah, I really want to be acting like so badly. And so I got to be on set playing the White Queen as one of the convention goers, and then they would throw me in some other scenes as an extra, and I got to meet Brent Spiner on set for that. I got to meet Nathan Fillion, the guy who was wrangling us, the second AD. He was making sure we would all be cool around the celebrities because these were dedicated geeks, not professional actors. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll be fine, unless like Nathan Fillion shows up or something. And then he was there. Well, and Brian, who was the AD at the time, he knew. I said that to him, and he knew the whole time that Nathan was going to be there. Didn't say anything to me. And after I'd filmed all my stuff, he goes, "Do you have anything else you can wear?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've got like this, red shirt that says expendable, haha." Star Trek reference. He's like, "Throw that on. I'm throwing you in another scene." And then he puts me in front foreground, and all of a sudden Nathan Fillion walks up, and I'm just like, "Okay,
Seriously?
yeah, cool." I was all over Geek and Sundry for a little while.
You like pop up everywhere in all these geek culture things.
Yeah, my creds are real. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely have the geek cred. You definitely have the intelligence. That's great. And okay, so tell me a little bit about how you got onto the episode of Star Trek that you were involved in.
Yeah, well, again, because I'm such a nerd and such a Star Trek fan, and I've been going to conventions for so long, and I had met Terry Metalis at some point through conventions. I don't remember how. I have such a long list of friends where I'm like, we met at Comic-Con one year for some reason or another, because I was a big 12 Monkeys fan. And so when I moved to LA finally to pursue acting, my timing was fantastic. It was 2019.
Wow. Perfect.
He saw I was in town, and he was like, "Oh, hey, like, cool, welcome to LA. Why'd you move?" And I said, "Well, I kind of want to pursue acting." And he was like, "Why didn't you ever mention that before? I'm putting you on Star Trek." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, sure, whatever." A year goes by, and then all of a sudden I get an email, and he's like, "We need to know who to send your audition to so you can audition for the show." And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is actually happening."
Wow.
And it blew my mind.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so
you're like in the right place at the right time.
it genuinely was right place, right time. People knowing that I'm a Star Trek fan, knowing that I wanted to act, giving me the chance to prove it on tape. And then he was like, "Yeah, no, we're casting you." So there we go.
Incredible. And how was that experience being on set? Playing the role and
I still want to cry when I think about it sometimes. I tell everyone I was trying really hard to be professional, and I was like, I'm not gonna nerd out. I'm not gonna fangirl over these people, because I saw the call sheet and was like, oh, Gates is there.
Sure.
Frakes is directing the episode. Oh my God, Jerry Ryan is gonna be there that day, who is my like ultimate love, obviously, being a huge 7 of 9 fan. And I got to set, and I was like, I'm gonna be a professional actress. And within 5 minutes, Terry blew my cover. He told Frakes that I was a huge fan.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's funny. I grew up hearing that you're not supposed to let people know you're a fan of the show when you're on it. I think that has changed, at least with Star Trek, because they want people who love that show to be working on the show now. Like, you need that. And so it just was very welcoming. I was just immediately family. I still feel very much like, what, you want to buy my picture? I'm one of you. Like, no. And I just want to be like, oh, let's powwow, let's hang out. And I feel so like it feels kind of weird, but really lovely. I think the thing that is the most endearing to me is the kids. I being someone who grew up as a child loving Star Trek, and then getting to find out that I might be someone who influences a kid to love Star Trek, felt like this complete full circle moment. I was like, oh, in therapy, when they tell you to hug your inner child, I'm finally doing that. So it's very sacred and special to me.